So it turns out I may have a slight addiction to social media. If you'd like to interact with me in our community or even throw some theories or topics my way, in the description you can find the link to my Twitter and our community Discord server. I'd really like to hit 1,000 followers on Twitter and 400 members in our Discord server, as we're really close to hitting both. So your support towards our community would really mean a lot to me. It's always fun to bring up a fan favorite here on the channel, the Master of Masters, the leader of the original foreteller during the age of fairy tales. Though we know, thanks to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, we know now that the Master of Masters was not the original Keyblade wielder like we originally thought, as he spoke of a Keyblade war that raged on back when he was a child. So that implies, of course, that original thought is null and void. But that's not really my main focus of today's video. I've dabbled in this kind of concept once before with my Xehanort Isn't Real video, which you can find on the card up top at the end. But of course, everything in this video is just a theory, purely hypothetical. You can even call it a what if you really wanted to. The other day I was pondering about the Master of Masters identity yet again. Then I ended up stumbling across a question for myself. Have we ever actually seen the Master of Masters before? Now that may come off as strange, well, because it is. Anyone looking at this series would obviously say, duh, we've seen him. But when you get to the point of being a grown adult overthinking video games aimed at ages 10 and up, you start overthinking everything. Now, different from that last video, what we have to go off here is what we know that the Master of Masters, of course, existed. Now, different from that last video, what we have to go off here is that we know that the Master of Masters, of course, existed. He was the leader of the foretellers and taught them everything that he knows. And we know that one day he disappeared without a trace. And then the only other appearances he's made outside of flashbacks are when we see him talking to young Xehanort in Remind, and when we see him in Shibuya, of course, in the epilogue of Kingdom Hearts 3, which was confirmed by Tetsuya Nomura. But when I posed the question that have we ever actually seen the Master of Masters, what I'm referring to is physically, not spiritually. As we know, the minds of people in this series can possess physical objects. We've seen Xehanort cast his body aside, and a version of himself possessed a brown coat on Destiny Islands to send his younger self on the path that he originally took in life. And normally I'd stop there, but we've seen it yet again in the main story of this series, as well in Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, where Terra's mind, confirmed by Xehanort's phrase, "Your body submits and your heart succumbs, so why does your mind resist?" possessed his suit of armor and fought to get his body back, but failed and waited over a decade in the Keyblade graveyard, where he eventually mistook Sora and company for Xehanort and fought them. So these two completely different situations show us that, again, minds can possess physical objects, and that they can speak or at least communicate with anyone they encounter, and they can even fight as if they have a physical body. I know you could argue, well, Terra is special, that doesn't count. But at this point, you could dang near call everyone in this series special in some capacity. I'm not going to get too wrapped up in them complaining about this or complaining about that. I won't really accept that kind of rebuttal in the comments. So if you're going to try to dispute it, say something different. So that's where I began wondering, what if the Master of Masters was never physically here the whole time, and it's just been his mind possessing the cloak that we've seen? And as we know, he should have no issue communicating or still passing down his Keyblade to Lucio, which we saw him do in the Kingdom Hearts Key back cover movie. And naturally, being a well past grown man in Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, let's think about this too. The Master is old enough to have seen a Keyblade war rage on for years in his youth, and now be old enough to where it's not even known that a Keyblade war ever took place before, as we can assume by Lucio's reaction to hearing that there was a Keyblade war previously, as obviously an event like that would have been taught in school or known by the elderly in some capacity. It basically shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, kind of like wars happen in real life. So even if we didn't live during them, there are still people around us who may have, and even if not, it's no secret that these events still happen because they were just that big and significant. It shows that he must already be older in itself. too old, in fact, to appear the way he has. Now, if he didn't have a physical body to really reflect his age, that's another story. That would also explain how he's able to speak with young Xehanort years later during the events of Remind. If he didn't have a physical body and was here mentally by possessing his cloak, then that's another point. But this kind of starts going into another theory that we're going to call part 2, and it goes into what really is inside Lushu's box and why the master needs this box. Now, I know some of you are probably already getting your theories and typing stuff up about part 2 in the comment section below. I completely understand. Go right ahead. I'd love to be able to join in some of those discussions without spoiling the upcoming video. But if you want an easier way to interact with me, you could always follow me on Twitter or follow me on Instagram. That way you can tag me in cool Kingdom Hearts fan art or send me a DM of your theories, all that good stuff. And for those who just want to discuss and break down or even create some theories with each other, definitely join our Discord server. The link is always in the description below. Thanks so much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you enjoyed, really share this video out on social media. I would really love to see what the whole community thinks about this video. It would really mean a lot to me. Of course, alongside leaving a like, because if this video gets a significant amount of likes, that'll show me that you guys would prefer more theories than regular type Kingdom Hearts videos on this channel. So that'll lead me to start posting more theories than just regular Kingdom Hearts videos, because I know theories are pretty exciting. You know, we all start going, Nomura. So I completely understand if that's what you guys want more, but that like button will really show it. So go right ahead. I really appreciate it either way. But thank you guys so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce, and remember, my loyal knights, just stay strong, stay beautiful, and always look skyward.